Yeah, the Browns, by the way, need to figure out Ty Simpson as well.
The Browns don't have to worry about Ty Simpson. They got a better quarterback than Ty Simpson than Shedeur Sanders.
I believe
don't go there.
Yeah, the Browns, by the way, need to figure out Ty Simpson.
Don't go there. Mel Kiper had that look of a father that is fed up. I know damn well that you stole my car keys last night and went out cruising. There's cigarettes and beer under my car seat. Let's take a look at that again.
As well.
The Browns don't have to worry about Ty Simpson. They got a better quarterback than Ty Simpson than Shedeur Sanders. Don't go there.
Yeah, the Browns, by the
Don't even try to play me with that nonsense. You see, you come to a point where you get tired of the lies, the nonsense, and the B to the S. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up. And what's been going on with the Shedeur Sanders nonsense and the slander and the defamation and the misrepresentation is really getting old.
Andrew, since this was such a hot topic over the last few days or so, can you address what was the impetus behind the Myles Garrett contract modifications, and then also, of course, the corollary to that is everybody thinks you're going to trade him. So if you could talk about those two issues.
Yeah, so I think you guys know, like standard practice, I don't comment on player contracts. I guess probably the easiest thing to say is if we wanted to trade Myles, we wouldn't have needed to make a contract adjustment, so it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Why did you do?
So again, I don't comment on player contracts. I understand the question and the interest, but it's just something that we've always felt not to comment on player contracts or contract management strategy.
And you see Andrew Berry shooting down the Myles Garrett nonsense. Once again, the KKKleveland media, that's spelled with a K, are back at it, making up stories, making up storylines of things that are not going to happen. Then when you give them a no, they keep pushing. Notice it is only a certain type of whites in the KKKleveland media, that's spelled with a K, that are pushing this nonsense. Trade Myles Garrett. Draft Ty Simpson. Last year it was Dylan Gabriel is better than Shedeur Sanders. We're going to keep going. Watch how Andrew Berry knocks down their BS.
So can you state unequivocally that you're not trading Myles Garrett?
I'd say this, Mary Kay. Myles is a career Brown. He is one of the faces of our organization. I think we've been very clear, both past and present, in terms of our feelings on it. So I understand all the questions. I'll be honest, I don't really want to waste a ton more breath on it.
Sure.
I'll be honest, Mary Kay, he gave that whisper, that intellectual Ivy League, I'm much smarter than you all. I can't believe you're asking me this dumbass shit. I just want to say, he's a career Brown. Look at that face. Look at the frustration on his face. That's the frustration. Like, if I have to see these mofos one more time, I might back smack a fool so hard that they turn black. Mary Kay Cabot will be looking like my auntie. Get out of here with the nonsense. Let's keep going.
But you feel like you guys are in a good spot with Myles?
We do.
Yeah.
As it pertains to the quarterback position, is it just safe to assume that the incumbents in the current room will be competing for the starting position, or when you look to add a potential fourth quarterback, would you prefer the draft? Would you prefer signing a vet in free agency? How are you kind of looking at the quarterback room as it stands?
Yeah, I'd say, Daniel, that you always want to be flexible because you don't know how circumstances change or what opportunities come your way. Our lean would be, if we do add someone to the quarterback room, it would be someone who's a younger player, most likely. But I can't state that definitively because I don't know what the next couple of weeks will hold. Anyone that we bring in at any spot on the roster, our thought is that they are competing. They're competing to play. They have something that we like in their skill set, and our expectation would be for them to work hard.
And Andrew, with regards to the Shedeur versus Deshaun specifically, how much do you balance short-term with long-term, knowing that team control with Shedeur goes well beyond 26, whereas Deshaun, there is sort of another hurdle that it creates.
Yeah, I think we're probably just more focused on performance and in best players. Certainly, time horizon factors into that. But just with any veteran player, there's no rule against extending the player's contract if they perform and they do well. So I wouldn't necessarily box it into any one approach. It really will be performance based.
Andrew, I understand how you value Miles. Everyone knows he's the best player in the league. But you have a team to consider too. So why don't you think you could get out of this hole by using your greatest asset? Collect picks.
Yeah, we'll always do what we think is in the best interest of the organization. We really like our core. I think as we look at the team, we have an elite young defense. We have a really, rebuilt offensive line. We have 9 picks to 7.
And that background noise is brutal, but the guy was asking more questions about Myles Garrett. Now they're targeting Myles Garrett, the greatest defensive player in the league currently, maybe of all time, and they are targeting Myles Garrett to get traded because they need something to talk about, and they need to keep up the negativity when it comes to the Cleveland Browns because of who the quarterback is, because of who the GM is, 2 black guys, and because they are addicted to negativity and to losing, a loser's mentality. It's sad, but it's true. We're going to go.
Coming draft, and I think 7 are in the top 150, 3 in the top 40. We have a good offensive young core that we brought in last year. And honestly, as we saw last year, there are more than one way to generate assets in the NFL. So we'll always do what's best for the organization, but we feel really good about our roster right now as we head to the draft.
At the combine, you kind of were 50-50.
And I'm going to stop. So be prepared for this type of thing all year. They're going to keep on perpetuating the negativity about Shedeur Sanders, about the Cleveland Browns in general. As I stated, they are addicted to negativity, to a hateful disposition when it comes to the Cleveland Browns, the front office and the quarterback position now, because their narrative didn't work. The truth shined through. Shedeur Sanders was never a 5th round pick. Shedeur Sanders was a projected number 2 overall pick, as Mel Kiper had stated last year during the draft. And you can see the frustration and hear the frustration in Mel Kiper's voice. He said, we're not going to do that this year. So they're going to keep on attempting because they're going to keep on finding that their position is being pushed further and further back into obscurity. Listen, focusing on the future means forgetting the past. You learn from your mistakes, and that mistake was to entertain the Shedeur Sanders nonsense, the disrespect of the Sanders family. And this new thing with Myles Garrett is connected. You see, they want to keep on pushing negativity. Not only do they need something to talk about during the off season, but they want to keep on casting a negative light, a dark shadow, should I say a white shadow, like that TV show back in the day. Yeah, to all my folks out there that weren't born yet when that came out, that was really a show. But they want to keep on with the negative energy because they've lost. That suspected white supremacist in Kevin Stefanski is gone. He is down in Atlanta. The haters in the Cleveland media, like Mary Cabot, they bet on the wrong horse, and that's spelled with a K. They thought that Stefanski loser would be around for a while, but he was there for way too long. 6 years under that bum. They won nothing. He sabotaged the season last year. I think there was more going on between him and Andrew Berry than has been reported. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders was the right pick. Obviously, Kevin Stefanski wanted that little weasel in Dylan Gabriel. Well, we'll see how things will work out. I think there's a bright future ahead for Andrew Berry and for Kevin Stefanski. But you all tell me what you think. Leave your comments in the box. I am Raw. I am back. Tell a friend.